What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. What's Up Talks, an American talking about Manchester United. And Rashford back at Carrington. Is that doomed to fail in poisoning the first team? We've got talks potentially with Dibling from Southampton and what my thoughts are on that and bringing him into the squad. I think it's a really good idea. And then Mbeumo updates. I'm absolutely sick and tired of it, but we've got to cover it here today. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We are very, very close to 100 subscribers, and thank you so much for the love and support. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. We will also be doing a live stream of the first preseason game next Saturday, and there's some news on that game as well as preseason and fixture time change for the first away game of the season and more. We got a bunch to talk about here today for this afternoon drop for you guys here in the US and sort of evening in the UK. But first and foremost, Mr. Tyler Dibling, and this is as of Petty Goal. I know he's somewhat decent of a source, but Tyler Dibling, who is an amazing prospect, apparently United, Forest, Tottenham, and West Ham are keen on him. Southampton's price valuation is set at 55 to 65 million. Which I think is quite a lot for that prospect. And when you actually look at him, I suppose I should have had this pulled up already. But Tyler Dibling, last year, 33 matches, 2 goals, 6 yellow cards. But he is a pretty solid prospect playing for Southampton. When you look at his career, and I know we're looking at Wikipedia right now, not the best of sources, but looking at just his career so far, it looks to be quite all over the place. Rise to prominence, was at Chelsea for a year after being at Southampton from 2014 to 2022. At Chelsea, I went back to Southampton, and then basically have continued on. It doesn't really talk about his time at Chelsea. He joined with promised professional career. However, after failing to settle at Chelsea, making only 2 appearances for the club's 18 underside, he returned to Southampton in 2022. But again, an amazing talent prospect that United could be in for. I honestly don't see it happening, but who knows? We know United love their youth depth, and spending anywhere from 55 to 65 would be quite astronomical and out of the norm considering where we're at with the Mbeumo talks, where we're at with trying to bring in a striker. We're on plan D or E or F. I don't even know what plan we're on because things obviously fell through for Delap, fell through for Gyökeres. I know Calvert-Lewin there's talks there, but I know Newcastle are apparently keen on signing him. So we're all over the place when it comes to the striker position. And if we were to go in for Dibling and throwing in our funds for him, and I might be drawing a blank on what his actual position is. English player, position, right winger, attacking midfielder, most played positions. This is quite interesting. So that's actually kind of cool. 7 appearances, right attacking midfield, right midfield, forward. So he is more of an attacking midfield, potentially forward option, and that is considered attacking midfielder right for Southampton. So not a striker, could potentially, I don't know, maybe slot in up there, but we already have youth guys at the striker position of Xerxes and with Højlund, but attacking midfield, right winger, but Mbeumo kind of is already that role. So it's quite interesting all over the place, but Dibling is a potential. When it comes to Mbeumo, and this is from Sky Sports, so got to take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. Man United remain optimistic that they can sign Bryan Mbeumo and are hopeful a deal can get done in time for him to be part of their preseason tour of the United States, which is coming up here in a few weeks or a week and a half or something like that. It's more noise, more news. I know Brentford are wanting more for Mbeumo. I know it's going to be basically around what we paid for Cunha. We might have to overpay now. 65 million might be where we have to pay to bring in Mbeumo just because we've been delaying the talks. I know there were talks about him being frustrated, Brentford being frustrated with United and the dragging out of this process. But something else coming in, and this is from Sky Sports as well, but that's Football reposted it. Spurs are maintaining an interest in Brentford striker Wissa. Brentford would find it difficult to sell both him and Bryan Mbeumo this summer, so any deal for Wissa would make Bryan Mbeumo to Man United more difficult to do. I 100% agree with that. If Tottenham somehow swoop in and take Wissa, and Brentford not wanting to lose both of those players in this window, because it would be pretty devastating to Brentford to lose both of those players this window going into the Premier League season. Let's say they don't bring in replacements for them. That could make things very difficult for Brentford to have a good start and could see them be in that relegation battle with losing two of their best players. That would be a massive hit to United in trying to get Mbeumo if they can't get it done within the next week. And let's say for some miracle that Wissa gets a deal done for however much he would go for to, let's say, Tottenham, that would be insane. That I honestly wouldn't be shocked if Brentford came out and were like, we're not selling Mbeumo anymore, and then Mbeumo throws a fit and then ends up not coming to United whatsoever. That could potentially hijack those transfer talks and would be massive loss. Ben Jacobs also talking about Wissa is keen on a move to Spurs. Brentford don't want to lose both forwards in the same window. So that would be absolutely massive and a big blow to United if we can't get Mbeumo, and would just put a further stain on the current administration and ownership and how they are operating at this current point in time. And I think putting Ruben Amorim on the back foot of having a terrible transfer window, and how we already know that the first couple of fixtures could prove to be doom and gloom with the current squad that they have rolling into those games. Update on their first away match against Fulham. It has been rescheduled to Sunday, the 24th of August, with a kickoff of 4:30 local time. So that'll be a little bit later for me to then stream here in America, as we are 5 hours behind. So that is quite nice to have a little bit later of a stream, not have to wake up super early to watch that game. This is from Ben Jacobs talking, and Give Me Sport also posted it on a Marcus Rashford update and Barcelona. If Barcelona make a formal approach to Manchester United, my understanding is United will say, you were ready to pay $58 million for Nico Williams. It has to be $40 million and not a loan. That, I think, everything that fell through with the Nico Williams deal and everything, it sounds like Luis Diaz not going to Barcelona, from what I've seen and heard, that Bayern Munich might be jumping in for him, could prove to be a positive for United in moving Rashford out of the club. That would be huge. But with Rashford coming back to Carrington and being allowed to come back to Carrington, but not training with the first team, but he'll be mingling with the first team, they need to somehow find a way to get things done with Rashford, because they look weak right now. First saying you're not allowed to, first saying we're taking your number 10 and we're giving it to Cunha. There's already jersey sales up on their website for Cunha and wearing number 10. Now they're now friending each other on Instagram, Cunha and Rashford, and now he's got to come back to Carrington, or they weren't going to let him come back, as well as Garnacho, Sancho, yada yada yada. We've already talked about that at length, but now they've done a complete 180 and now are letting him back into the facility. It's a bad look. They look weak. It's pathetic, in my opinion, letting a player like that and the situation back into the club. And again, not training with the first team, but we'll be mingling with the team in like mealtime. And I don't know if they're going to be in the same workout area or whatnot, but that is just a bad luck. And I don't think it's good at all for the club structure. And it's not good for media looks and where they stand and how firm they are with things from the outside looking in, because they were like, you're not coming, you're not allowed to come later in July. Maybe we've gotten you a move out. Oh, wait, now, hey, you can come in, but you can't train with the first team. That's just pathetic. And if they're going to let Rashford come back, are they going to let Garnacho? Are they going to let Sancho? Are they going to let Anthony? Are they going to let other players that they've basically banned from coming back early come back now? And it's just a poor look. So hopefully everything here that they're talking about with Rashford moving to Barcelona and trying to get talks started, 40 million might be a stretch. I would be okay with 30, but that is what it is. In terms of preseason and doing things, starting with Leeds on July 19th, Man United are set to abandon traditional gift-giving, the kind of banner giving between the captains at the start of the game. As part of their preseason plans, rivals believe it's a cost-cutting measure, although United sources insist it is a move away from needless ceremony and pumped, especially when facing other English teams. So Ben Jacobs, Talk Sports, a few other people also confirming that. It's a bit odd because that is definitely a preseason tradition and things that you do, and trading banners, and kind of cool to have. I don't know where clubs keep those, and I don't know realistically how much money they are actually saving with doing that. But it is a stance that they are taking. So kind of odd, but it is what it is. With that, trying to see if United Truthful have any updates whatsoever. We got some Rashford pictures. I don't know. That doesn't look like Carrington whatsoever. Them talking about the Wissa. You could see Rashford and Cunha following each other on Instagram. Take that of what you may. New third kit kind of looks nice. Or away kit, I should say. The white with the purple. Kind of cool. And Mbumo working there. And let's see here, Mason Mount. Nothing too crazy. And this was yesterday. United has noted the potential cost of a deal for Calvert-Lewin, who will be open and excited to join, but there are no concrete negotiations at this time. Thank God I don't want him in. I would honestly have Ollie Watkins in for, let's say, 40 or 50 million, than bringing him, Calvert-Lewin, in on a free. That would be absolutely awful. But that's it for now on Talks, guys. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, hit that subscribe button, throw those comments down below. What do you think of Rashford coming back to Carrington? Can we get a move for him to Barca? What is going on with Mbumo? Drop those comments down below. But that's going to be it for this one, guys, and we will catch up with you guys in the next video.